Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Leftover Popcorn Podcast. I am your host, Damon Linneman, and this is a podcast where we talk about fucking everything, but mainly things that I like to talk about, and hopefully you guys like to hear about, like movies, video games, and everything in between those two. I feel like I say this every podcast, but I have been gone a hot fucking minute, and I could go into huge detail on why I've been gone, but I won't, okay? Just know that I have plenty of time now to talk to you guys. I will give you a little tidbit so you guys know at least, milestones in my life, shit that I've been doing. Literally, in the 1 month since my last episode, I moved out of my apartment into my fiance's house, then moved from my fiance's house into a new apartment, and then me and my fiance got married. She became my wife. I got promoted at my job, thus, and taking a vacation, and here I am. And that all happened in 1 month. And look at me now. Still here. Also, for anybody who can see on the video here, I do apologize for the glare. That shit's atrocious. But I can't do anything about it, okay? Until I get blinds. I just moved in. Just told you. And I do feel terrible because I have missed, again, I don't feel too bad because I got married. Boom. And now I am the happiest I've ever been. But I do feel slightly bad that I did miss out on Godzilla. I had a list in my head of things I was going to list off and make it seem like I missed a lot of movies. And I did miss a lot. A lot of movies. The last movie I did go see was John Wick 3, but I didn't get to talk about it. I missed Godzilla, didn't get to talk about it. I missed Rocket Man, didn't get to fucking talk about it. And I missed a bunch of stuff. But here I am, baby. Here I am. And this weekend, Anna comes out. Me and my wife will be going to go see that, and I am very excited. I will make a podcast talking about it. Maybe we both will talk about it. Think about it. Maybe it's something you want to be a part of. But yeah, as far as my little vacation thing here, me and Violet are not taking a honeymoon quite yet. We are making sure that our finances are, in place. And we did get, oh boy, did we get quite a bit of money from the wedding and the reception, and it was great. It was great. I'll make a whole episode dedicated just to the wedding because it was incredible. But we just want to make sure that we're okay. So I am taking these 2 weeks to just relax with Violet while she's still going to school, hang out around the house, fix some stuff up here because again, there's still some stuff that we have to do. Like, I can't do another episode with this glare shining light into my face. So I'm gonna figure that out, and I get to do the dishes and do laundry and fold clothes at least for a little bit until the last week of June or the first week of July is when I'll go back. But I'm going to do a podcast every day. Every single day. So get ready for it. And some of them are going to be longer than others. Some of them, I have scheduled plans on what to talk about. And some of them I have guests already ready, scheduled to come out here for me and sit at this table. And I'm trying something new with the video recording. I think what I'm going to do, instead of just video record the whole thing, because I don't have a camera yet, still working on that, I am going to do snippets for my Instagram of moments that I think maybe would get people to listen, or if you do listen, something funny that happened, like a little joke that I did, because I'm a funny guy. But yeah, as far as this podcast goes, I would be remiss if I didn't come back and talk about the thing that made me mated. Fuck, I gotta stop. I just said mated, bro. No, but seriously, I do want to come back and talk about movies. And over the course of my month-long break, I didn't go see new films, but I did see movies that were already on DVD or on streaming or on something else that were either Oscar buzzed or if they weren't that, something at like a Sundance Film Festival or something that was praised so very much. And this is going to be one of those I hesitate to say review episodes, but more so of a recommendation slash kind of just talking to you about these two movies, because there is two that I saw. And I didn't watch them back to back. I saw the two movies I'm going to talk about are mid-90s, the Jonah Hill directed period piece kind of film set in the 90s of these ruffians who are learning how to skateboard and who skateboard, and they love the culture and they love the stuff, and you can tell that Jonah Hill does too, which is why he made the film. And then the other one that I watched last night, because again, I have plenty of time off to just sit and relax, and I'm glad I do, because I got to watch the Florida Project. The Florida Project stars Willem Dafoe, and he is literally the only known actor in that entire film. Everybody else in the movie is first time acting, and some of them aren't even actors. But I'll get into that in a second. But first, I do want to talk about mid-90s, if you have seen the trailers and stuff for this film, then you kind of already know what's about, like what to expect, but you don't emotionally, because this movie is mainly about this little kid who has an older brother, and he lives with his mom, and their home life is not that great, and his mom is definitely struggling to bring home food for these two boys, and he is out one day and he sees these kids skateboarding, and he doesn't have any friends, and he doesn't really know what to do with himself at this point in his life, and so he kind of stalks these kids a little bit, and is hoping to like weed his way into the friend group, and then finally he does, and then before you know it, one of these guys gives him a skateboard, and I don't want to review the whole movie, which is why I hesitate to call this a review episode, but I do just want to talk about a few things, and one, spoiler alert, I loved this fucking movie. It is so heartfelt, and I think it's super, super cool when you see a director actually care about a movie that he is directing, and this is an example that I would give you, because you see a lot of directors do these big budget movies, and they always say they're a fan. They're always like, oh, I've watched Star Wars ever since I was a kid. I had toys. I had this. Well, everybody had Star Wars toys. Everybody watched the movies. It doesn't mean you're a big fan of them. And so it's always weird to separate those, right? Which directors are doing it because they love the craft, but not the thing that they're making it about, or they just want, money, which is fine. Everybody wants money. I want money. But with Jonah Hill in mid-90s, you can tell every scene and every moment. And again, another movie with brand new actors. Some of these kids are just skateboarders that like Jonah Hill found like on the street skateboarding, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to be in a movie?" And it just makes it that much more authentic. But I think one thing, and I'm going to make a comparison on these two movies, that's why I'm talking about both of them, is both use unknown actors and both use young talent. Something in movies that, I mean, even me, like, I hope it might come across hypocritical, like I always wanted to be an actor, especially as a kid, I always wanted to be an actor. But I mean, if you have seen movies, any amount of movies, you know that usually child actors ruin a scene. I mean, in the nicest way possible. Usually child actors, they're either overacting, underacting, or sometimes they even look at the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like the director's behind the camera like he's talking to a fucking animal, like he's dangling something. Look over here, please, just look over here so we can get this cool shot. And the little kid, I forget what his name is, but the kid who is in mid-90s Jonah Hill needs praise too, because he had to have directed this kid to do what he did, but this kid conveys any young kid who did not grow up privileged, but also was kind of just making the most of his situation, or he knew what was happening around him. He knew his surroundings, like his mom and his older brother, and arguing with his older brother, and his dad not being in the picture, and his mom just working 24/7, and him basically having to watch himself. but him still kind of just hanging out with his friends. And, like, that's where he found his, his joy, and he wanted to do everything he could to hang out with them and to, skateboard. That's the heart of the movie, is skateboarding. And I think the reason that it kind of hit me a little bit is the fact that, well, one, I didn't grow up privileged, and two, I skateboarded as well. It was one of the first hobbies that I ever had besides video games, where I was actually being, athletic. Like, I was actually going outside in the sun with my friends. And I remember all of us, ordering our skateboards and our trucks and our wheels and stuff, our grip tape and stuff like that. And I remember, some of my friends had better shit than I did. And it's so cool because the movie conveys it so wonderfully. And I mean, granted, I had way more siblings than just one older brother that was mean to me. I was mean to my younger siblings, and my older siblings were mean to me. And it was just this, huge, like, incubated place of childhood and discovery. And that's what this movie is about, and about the Florida Project. But it's about a kid finding himself in a very, very tough situation. And it's beautiful. It really is. And finding friends in a tough situation. And again, the reason that it hit me so hard is because I had friends in tough situations. You know what I'm saying? And it was just really cool to watch. It's also directed beautifully, and the music in it is fucking choice. So if you do get a chance, check out mid-90s. You can stream it anywhere, and you will not be disappointed, I promise you. And it's also very funny. It's very funny. It does the kid humor shit, like stuff that you can't help but laugh at because you're like, oh, I did that. That's pretty funny. I thought I was the only one who knew that I was like that. And then the movie I saw more recently is The Florida Project. And this movie centers around this little girl who lives in a hotel about, I don't know, maybe 2 miles from Disney World. And she's just a kid. She had never acted before. One of the kids, so there's like 3 little kids and younger than the kids in mid-90s. I'm talking they're like 6 or 5 maybe, and they hold this entire film. There's adult people in the film, but they are the main characters, and somehow they hold the movie together. It's fucking unreal. And one of the girls, I was looking at the trivia on IMDb, one of the girls in this film, the director found her in a Target. She was in an aisle crying to her mom, and he literally went up to her and was like, hey, this is going to sound super weird, and please don't take it the wrong way, but I'm actually making a movie, and would you and your daughter both like to be in it? And that's fucking crazy, man, to have that. Well, I mean, you got to have trust in yourself that you can direct these little kids, because if anybody knows, whether you've babysitted or watched your own siblings, telling a kid what to do is fucking the equivalent to like a turtle trapped in quicksand. You ain't going nowhere, and you probably ain't winning. And as anyone that's been a kid, and again, surrounded by kids, you know that that's got to be impossible. And with a crew, this massive crew and lights, cameras, and mics, and, you got to strike the set, all that stuff. And the movie works almost perfectly. I don't think it's a perfect movie, but my God, if it's not like a 9. And I was saying, Willem Dafoe is in it. He owns this motel. I said hotel. It's a motel. Ground level, 3 floors. That's it. And the architecture and the shots in this movie are so beautiful, man. And they use the fact that it's so close to Disney World as like a set piece, and it's so awesome. Any movie like this, you'd be like, oh well, they're gonna go to Disney World, right? And they never do. But just knowing that Disney World, this incredibly magical place, this incredibly expensive magical place where anybody can just be a kid, and there is this little girl who is poverty stricken who has to live in a motel 2 miles from it. It's fucking wild. And anyways, the heart of the story is that she lives with her mom, who is not in a good place, and also sometimes not even that good of a person. And the movie revolves around them and their kind of bond together, and how a mother who doesn't want to really be a mom, or lives the lifestyle of someone who doesn't want to be a mom, and her daughter who just wants to be a kid, and how that relates to each other, and how they both kind of clash because they're both too young. And it's beautiful. It's incredible. There are so many different things in this movie that you could pick apart as like symbolism and archetypes and stuff like that. Like, they live 2 miles from Disney World. They live in this purple fucking bright motel called like the Purple Palace or something like that. And right next door, and like over the grass, there is a helipad, and helicopters come and go all the time. And it's like this semi-crushing / beautiful thing of they're that close to freedom. They're that close. Helicopters come and go all the time. They could just get on one and fly away, but it's not that easy. It's not. The way that it's directed, in these kids, man, and I can't stress it enough. These kids are so damn good in this fucking movie, man. If you get a chance, please watch it. Please watch it. That's the point of this episode of the podcast, is because I want you guys to watch it so bad. The whole movie is emotional, but not in like an overly dramatic, like, oh my God, it's so sad, this kid's so poverty stricken. Because again, the reason I want to talk about both of these movies is they both convey finding the best in your situation, like most movies like I've never seen before. These kids in both of these films are anybody would feel bad for them watching this movie. Anybody would feel bad. And if you're like me, you kind of watch it and then you go, damn, dude, I thought I was the only person who felt that way. Or like I thought I was the only person who kind of did shit like that. And it's so incredible whenever you get to watch a movie that in your head, be again 100% naive, but in your head thinking, oh my God, like this is speaking to me. I did this a couple times. I've had to stay at a motel before for a long period of time. Like, it's shit like that is so good about both of these films, and heartbreaking without being overly dramatic. And I think that's another thing that I love about both of these films is they are just fucking injected with drama and emotion, but none of it is dramatized. The kids aren't screaming and crying at their parents, and you're like, oh fuck, this is so stressful and wild. It's not like that. It's kids subtly keeping it in because we don't know how to express those feelings yet. We don't know how. And for the Florida Project especially, the whole movie, this little girl's going through some shit that you know is just fucking her up in the head, but she doesn't convey that. She just wants to eat ice cream with her finger, like with her hands. She just wants to hang out with her friends and go to this tree that she loves, and that's all she wants to do. But all of this terrible shit is happening around her, and she never shows emotion. And then I don't want to spoil it, but the last like 10 minutes of this movie, man, you will cry. I fucking guarantee it, because finally this girl shows emotion, and it's beautiful, and they choose the best time to do it, and it's beautiful, and they use Disney World perfectly in this movie without a movie being about Disney World. Super dope. I can't stress enough how much you should go see this film. Not go see, just watch it. If you have an Xbox, a PlayStation, a smart TV, anywhere, just rent it. Rent it for a night, both of them. Do a back-to-back thing, because you'll get laughs and your heart will feel super full after watching it. Yeah, man, I love watching movies like that. I really do. And I'm gonna try something else out today too. Maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow, but I'm definitely gonna talk about. I'm definitely gonna watch a movie later. But so I can keep you guys kind of, if I can go on a little personal tangent here in a little bit, I feel super good. I feel super good right now, and super happy. And obviously this is gonna be funny because these things definitely cost money for me to be happy, but I'm just happy right now. But for the first time in my entire life, I bought a pillow. Oh, fuck. Sorry for that popping right there. I have a little mesh cover thing, but I didn't put it on because I just, wanted to hurry up and do this podcast. But, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I bought a pillow. I bought like a Tempur-Pedic pillow. It's like an $80 pillow, but luckily we had a gift card due to the wedding, and I only had to pay like $13 for it. And oh my God, did I not have the best sleep of my entire life last night, because we also bought a king size tempered mattress. It sinks in, it's all foam, it's gorgeous. And oh my God, it just feels so good. It feels so good to buy shit like that. Because again, I'm comparing it to these other movies, but and I take nothing for granted that my parents ever did for me. Most people can't afford a fucking really nice bed, and why would you, right? The one I got was like, I could buy. It wasn't an actual Tempur-Pedic, but it was definitely off-brand. But I could have bought like 9 of the beds that I bought for the price of one Tempur-Pedic mattress, and that's fucked up. Just for a nice sleep, you pay fucking $2,000. That's wild. But yeah, I bought the bed and I was feeling so fucking good. We bought the mattress, I'm feeling so fucking good. And then I just ordered a TV. Thanks to my 2 friends, Victoria and Tyler. They did something super dope, got me an Amazon gift card, and I definitely used it for that, because if there's one thing that anybody knows about me, it's that I watch movies all the fucking time, and I play video games all the fucking time. And I thought I might as well upgrade. I do that shit all the time, and I'm super excited about it. It should be here Monday, and it's, 4K, Ultra HD, HDR, super gorgeous. I'm very excited about it, and it feels good. It feels good to just, get shit that you want. Feels good to treat yourself. Feels good to again, if you have the money to do it, it feels good to do that. Obviously, you got to be smart on what you spend, and this is coming from a guy who is terrible at saving money. But yeah, it just feels good. And I'm a type of person that finds it so hard to buy myself things. I say that, but I can buy a video game like it's fucking nothing. But video games are different. It's like physical things, right? Things I can use and this sounds stupid, but like physical things, it's hard for me to buy. It's hard for me to justify it. And again, because I know whichever video game I'm playing, whenever I buy anything for it, it's probably going to be worth it because I'm playing the fucking video game. But like these headphones are a perfect example. These incredibly badass headphones that I got for gaming and for the podcasting, because my voice sounds crystal fucking clear in them, and it helps me know my audio levels, how I'm talking, how loud I am, and I can hear more, pick up on more, so I can make sure my sound quality is good in post. And it took me 30 minutes to buy these in store. I'm just standing there staring at them like, yeah, but do I need them? Like, how bad do I need them? And I was having this like internal fucking conflict on whether or not I like wanted to get, these headphones. And then finally decided I'd get them. And even in the car, I was like, man, I didn't need to get those. I could have got something else, you know what I'm saying, with that money. And then when I got home and I tried them on, I was like, oh, these are fucking incredible. These are the best headphones I've ever had in my life. And it's super dope. And I don't know why I do that. I guess it's because of when I was a kid. It's kind of like I had to justify, what thing I wanted my parents to get, because I was just getting one. So, hey, choose. Make sure it's the one you want, because if not, you fucked. And so it feels cool to just, have shit. Oh, man. You're literally witnessing somebody becoming spoiled before your eyes and your ears. I hope you like it. Other than that, yeah, man, things have been going super good. I'm super excited to do this podcast stuff here pretty soon. And because, it has been a month since my last podcast. On my last podcast, we did talk about Avengers, and if any of my friends know, we kind of, I made a joke that if Avengers ever passed Avatar at the box office, I would name my firstborn Endgame as a stupid joke. And of course, the Avengers movie run has ended, and it did not beat it. It's in second place. It's very fucking close, but it did not beat it. So I thought, hey, great, I don't have to name my son Endgame. And then, today, I get on my phone, I get on Instagram, I'm looking at like comic book movie news and stuff like that, because this thing has been going around where Marvel Comics posted the number 4 with a spider web, and everyone lost their fucking minds because they were like, oh my god, Spider-Man 4. Oh my god, Spider-Man 4. They're doing something with Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man 4. And it was kind of weird, even for me, because I'm like, wait, this is Marvel. This is official. This isn't a fucking joke. And then Alex Ross, one of the greatest Marvel Comics painters of all fucking time, posted a painting that he did of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man swinging with MJ on the same day, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay." We were hyped up, but something weird is happening, right? My stomach is getting all tingly, and I'm starting to feel it in my giblets. So things get weird. Then today I wake up, and boom, there's a 3 with a spiderweb around it, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, so it's a countdown." But it's still got to be something with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, right? Because Alex Ross posted the fucking painting with him. And then the head of Marvel came out, and of course he had to put the fire out, and he basically said, you guys have no idea what is coming. And fans, again, lost their shit because they're like, oh my god, it could be fucking anything, but it could be Tobey Maguire. It's like something like a comic book continuation with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and stuff like that, so we can finally get a resolution, because, Sam Raimi was supposed to make a 4th movie. Tobey Maguire's back couldn't handle it anymore, and that's kind of, how the story goes. So I was kind of looking at stuff like that. Again, sorry for that tangent, but again, it might come up in a next episode of the podcast if, something happens with it. So I'm looking at that, and then I see a fan Instagram say something about Avengers, and I was like, all right, I'll fucking check it out. So I open this link, and it takes me to this website, and now comic book fans are kind of known for just saying shit so they could get some clicks, right? Like, the next Fantastic Four movie's coming out in a month or something, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Because it could be true. Marvel does some crazy shit, and also, if you're a movie buff and a movie fan, you love to know that stuff before anybody else. So here I am on those websites. I see one that says something about Avengers that is intriguing me, and it's something that I think few people realize about Avatar. The reason it made that fucking much money is because it was re-released a couple of times. They did it at like a I think an anniversary thing, and then they did one 3D, one not 3D, and then they did like an extended Avatar. I think they released it in a movie theater like at separate times so it could get more traction and more money. And then its run ended. That was it. Well, here we are. And now I did find out that it is in fact official. And on June 28th, they are re-releasing Avengers Endgame. But you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, if I've already seen it, why the fuck would I go see it again? Unless you're the type of person that literally would just spend the money so you could say you got, Avengers to the highest grossing movie of all time. It'll make the whole fan community come together, and we'll just be like one big fan, like, oh, we fucking did it, we beat Avatar. And so, I'm hearing all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great, but, what did Kevin Feige say? The head of Disney, the head of the cinematic universe. And his quote is incredible, because he literally makes me want to go see it again. And he basically said, we are re-releasing it, but we are adding a post-credit scene, we are adding a tribute at the end, and other surprises. Now, if you are a Marvel fan, which I'm assuming you are, because if you are watching this podcast, I fucking guarantee 100% you have already seen Avengers Endgame, which means you care. Means you wanted to see it. You wanted to see how the story progressed and stuff like that. Now, how they get you is now you think, oh, we've seen everything. We've seen all the shit that Marvel can throw at us. Now we just gotta wait for Guardians 3 or Doctor Strange 2 or Black Panther 2 so we can continue this story. But here's the thing. He said surprises, right? So you gotta ask yourself, Are you willing to not go to the movie theater and witness these surprises? Are you willing to not go to the movie theater to see this end credit scene with another audience and have that same interaction, that same emotion, and also the tribute at the end, which I'm assuming is going to be fucking incredible, because my guess is that it's a tribute to the fans, to the actors, to Robert Downey Jr. and to Stan Lee, all rolled up in one, and I don't think I can miss that. I don't think I can. I will 100% spend another $13 to just go see this movie one more time, so I can get those little surprises and wonder when they're coming and stuff like that, and sit in a movie theater with a bunch of people that have already seen this movie multiple times. Or if on the slim chance you haven't, here's your chance. And I think it is beautiful, incredible marketing and an incredible idea, because now they do have a chance. And now with all this hype and, stuff about, it didn't pass it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as good as Avatar, it didn't make as much money as Avatar and stuff like that. Because the fans know that, and because a lot of people are, I'm sure, upset, I don't give a shit. I want it to be number one, but it also doesn't. I still sleep at night incredible on my Tempur-Pedic mattress and my pillow. But one thing that is super cool is that now it'll get all those fans ready again. You know what I mean? The army will go out to the movie theater again because they want to push it over the edge, and it's so close. It's almost there, and I think it's super, super, super fucking cool. Yeah, and I'm super excited about it. Speaking of things I'm super excited about, it's the movies coming up. Because there's this movie called Anna coming out this week that I did not think that I was going to think was cool. It's basically just John Wick meets Atomic Blonde, which they're both the same movie, but one's with a female and one's with a guy. So basically it's Atomic Blonde. And it looks dope. It looks cool. From the first trailer I saw, I was like, damn, dude, this action looks fucking sick. And we'll see that next week, this weekend. And then, dude, at the start of July, come on, man. At the start of July, you got fucking Spider-Man Far From Home, which I think will be in the top 10 highest grossing movies of all time. Jesus. Due to the fact that it's so close to Endgame, and because everyone's still high off of Endgame, and also a very ingenious idea to re-release Avengers Endgame a week before Far From Home. That way you merge that excitement, you merge that fandom. And if the post-credit scene or if the little surprises have to do with Spider-Man, then that's fucking dope. Then that's really fucking cool. And also, something to kind of talk about. And it might not be true, this could just be a theory, but I'm going to theorize with you guys for a second. A lot of people before Avengers Endgame came out, a lot of people were like, oh, what do you guys think that the X-Men will show up, the Fantastic Four, or they'll reference them, right? And the problem with that was, when the Disney and Fox deal happened, Endgame wasn't released yet, but they had already shot it. They had already edited it. And the problem with that is, if you might be thinking, oh, maybe they just waited to release Endgame until the deal went through. Well, the problem with that is it's illegal. It is illegal to do that before a deal goes through, because it's called collusion. So if Disney knowingly put Fantastic Four or X-Men tidbits and secrets in the film before their deal even went through, before they even had the rights to these characters, that's collusion. And that means that Fox and Disney were like planning this little skeevy kind of thing, and that's illegal. But the deal has went through. The movie released, 2 months ago. There is a possibility that they could have shot something in the meantime, added into the movie, and now it will be legal. And that, to me, is exciting, and it's super cool. And also, it's just a theory. It might not actually fucking happen, but just that alone makes me want to go see it again. And dude, only Marvel can fucking do that. I don't care what you say. Only Marvel can do that. Only these movies can do that, and Star Wars, of course. But the thing I do want to talk about, which I'm gonna have a podcast on it for like an hour, dude. But the movie Midsummer. And if you know anything about me or looked at any of my previous work, like whenever I was with OMC and we did movie reviews and stuff like that, the movie Hereditary kind of changed my life. It is the best horror movie I think I've ever seen. It's also the scariest, and it ruined me, basically. And the same director and the same company, A24, my babies, boom, are coming out with another film called Midsummer. And it comes out, I think, like 2 days before Spider-Man does. And I am over the moon excited about it. I think I want to take some friends to go see it. And I think I might want to do like a group podcast about it. And I think that'll be super dope. And one with the wife as well, because she might be more excited about it than I am. And she hated Hereditary. But for good reason. She didn't like it because it worked and shit like that. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I got. I'm fucking starving. I just got out of the shower, hopped right in the seat, skipped lunch, so I might go get some food. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being patient. If you're listening to this, and you have been a concurrent listener, thank you so much for being patient. I really appreciate it. But these next 2 weeks, man, you're getting a podcast every fucking day, dude. You're getting one every single day. I'm gonna flood the airways. I'm gonna annoy the shit out of you, dude. I'm gonna post so much shit that you're gonna be like, okay, I gotta fucking listen to this. I gotta listen, or I gotta see what it is, and then that's when I get you. I got you in, dude. I fucking got you in. Sorry, too far away from the mic. But yeah, this is also my new setup. If you guys can see on the clip, I got some posters hanging up, and I got some more to hang up, and I'll figure this fucking glare out. Don't worry. But yeah, thank you guys so very much for listening, and thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate it. I will not leave you babies again. I promise you. I just took Crystalia's thing, and I didn't even mean to. Sorry. Your guys aren't babies. You're little fuckers. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate it. This has been the Leftover Popcorn Podcast, and I am your host, Damon Luneman. And as always, guys, until next time, thank you. Bye-bye.